Hey friends, my name is Antoinette Chanel and welcome back to my channel. I know she said that salt and pepper always move together, but I'm just gonna give an update on Meghan right now because she's been busy. But before we jump into this new as ever business venture and all of the hullabaloo that that's causing, especially on Instagram, I thought it'd be cool if we went through all of her different business ventures as a small business owner leading up to this, because that was one of the things that Meghan said in the promo video that I think she posted to her Instagram, that there's been so much buzz about her small business and she's so excited to share her small business, which I guess she's now going to refer to herself as a small business owner. Whatever. Here we go. Here's the history of where the Duchess has done business and how she's done. So from 2014 to 2017, she ran a lifestyle blog called The Tig. Archives of The Tig have been placed on the internet through the Wayback Machine, but it's through this lifestyle blog that she did a lot of her merching. So, you know, wearing certain pieces that she was either gifted or told to wear and model and be pictured in, and then she got paid for them if someone clicked the link and purchased that product, or just simply for wearing it. You know, these deals can go a lot of different ways. And many commentators and bloggers have speculated that this is why Harry and Meghan do so many pap walks, because they are usually merching when they do so. So they're being pictured in certain merchandise, certain jewelry, certain clothing, certain shoes, handbags. Meghan loves a free handbag. Meghan closed down the Tig in 2017 after she got engaged to Harry. So before she got famous on Suits, Meghan actually had a freelance calligraphy business. She most often offered her services as calligraphy wedding invitations, and her portfolio includes Robin Thicke's wedding, as well as some Dolce & Gabbana events that she did calligraphy for. In 2015, she partnered with Reitmans in Canada. They are an apparel retailer. They're not here in the United States, so I had never heard of them before. But she partnered with them to create a workwear line that was based on her character from Suits. In 2020, she and Prince Harry founded the Archewell Foundation. They also founded Archewell Productions at the same time. The production company was supposed to be behind the podcast and also probably some reality television show happenings. And then the foundation was supposed to be sort of like their faux royal replacement charity that they were hitching themselves to after Megxit and they left the royal family. Meghan is also an author. In 2021, she wrote The Bench, a children's book inspired by a poem she wrote for Prince Harry on Father's Day. Similar to Spare, The Bench went up in popularity when it first got released, but then it got very mixed reviews and it doesn't seem to be very popular now. I'm a children's book author and I don't know of any other kids or families who have purchased The Bench or who brought it to their kids' classroom. I don't know of any teachers who read The Bench. I don't think The Bench is popular. In 2024, Meghan launched American Riviera Orchard, which was supposed to be a lifestyle brand focused on home, food, and wellness products. The brand is based out of Montecito, California, and it's named after the nickname for the Santa Barbara, Montecito area, which is the American Riviera. Then on February 17th, 2025, Meghan released a video on her Instagram where she expressed excitement about sharing her passions for cooking, crafting, and gardening, and that it was coming through this new brand that was titled As Ever. Even though we got an announcement about this brand, it has not launched yet, though I will say if you try to visit the old website for American Riviera Orchard, that now redirects to the site for As Ever with a photo of Meghan and Lilibet on the landing page. You still have to sign up for the wait list though, so there's not anything available, nothing for sale still. But supposedly this is to go along with the premiere of the Netflix cooking show With Love, Meghan, that's supposed to premiere in March. March 15th, I think, was the date that we got. So what's interesting to note about Meghan titling her new brand As Ever is that she's not the first one to come up with that as a business name. There's actually an account on Instagram that has a blue check mark next to it that claims to be As Ever, and they have been in business since 2014. The owner of this brand is a man named Mike Kolsky, and both he and his wife have been trying to raise awareness on the internet of their their brand and its presence as Meghan is sort of ramping up for her big lifestyle brand launch with As Ever. But what's important to note is that Mark Kolsky and his wife do not own the trademark for As Ever, and I believe Meghan has filed for that trademark. This situation with the As Ever company reminds me of another situation with an influencer named Jaclyn Hill. Jaclyn Hill decided that she was going to launch like a pajama and loungewear brand called Coze or Cozy. Koze was how she was spelling it. And there was a different person who also had a brand by that name. She had merchandise, she had a website, she had all sorts of assets with this Coze name on it. Coze or Cozy. I think it was supposed to be Cozy. But either way, the small business owner who originally had the name ended up having to abandon it because, again, didn't have the trademark yet, but had all of this merchandise and had a customer base who was very dedicated to that brand and attached to that brand and that person. They had to abandon that because Jaclyn Hill decided to forge on with her Coze brand. And well, it was really sad to see how the original girl had to sort of shutter her business and pivot a little bit. From what I understand, she's still around. She still makes her content. She still has quite a following, but to have to lose out on something that you originally had thought of like that, I can't imagine that that would be easy to take, especially as I reflect on that as a creative. And now I know that the popular thing to say is, oh, well, they should have gotten the trademark. You should have filed for that trademark first and foremost, and then you'd be fine. Trademarks are expensive, and when you're a small business person just starting out, it's not easy to get together the funds for that, plus whatever else it is that you're doing. So yeah, getting the trademark, that's absolutely the surefire way to make sure that this never happens to you, but getting a trademark does require some capital, and not everybody has that capital. I understand that. But returning to Meghan, as she explains her brand pivot, she talks about how she decided to rebrand her company from American Riviera Orchard to something that was more broad because she didn't want to be tied to the area geographically. I'm just going to call it out. I think she's seen some of the content out there that's very critical of her claim to be growing all of the produce that went into her jams in her yard. Stop it, girl. I think it was a poorly thought through idea in the first place, but she rushed to get something out there and make an announcement to people that, hey, I make jams now. Look at this. Ain't I cool? And I put it with lemons for... Why lemons? Did we ever figure that out? But then people started to catch on that, hey, if you really are branding yourself as American Riviera Orchard, then doesn't everything need to come from here? Is everything coming from here? Is it, Meghan? And so then she went for this kind of scramble, shift, and change. I think that Meghan wanted Netflix to do most of the legwork with whatever this brand is that she's looking for. I think she figured if we have this show that centers on my cooking and friendship and dog biscuits, then it'll be popular and everybody's gonna love it. And then Netflix will just go ahead and get the trademarks filed. They'll get the business license for me. They'll get the products made and sourced and all of that fun stuff. They'll get it into the stores for me, which, speaking of getting them into the stores, Netflix is hosting pop-up stores in certain malls across the United States, and they will feature products from Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Apparently, these shops are called Netflix Bites, and so that's where they will be offering these products. And these are pop-up shops, so they're temporary. They aren't there permanently. There's 2 that are in Hollywood that I'm seeing here. I don't know what the other locations are in the United States, but if you know that information, please feel free to leave it in the comments. But it all has that signature haphazard, thrown together sort of feel that I've come to be very used to from Harry and Meghan. Most of what they do is like a Temu version of what the real thing would have been. And it's unfortunate because they often end up using people and copious funds in the process of whatever antics it is that they're pulling. But, you know, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. You know, I don't know how these products will be received. It seems like if there are 2 pop-up shops in Hollywood, we should probably have some feedback from people by now. So when a brand is solid, there aren't usually questions about its logo and, you know, comparisons of like the original image that the logo might have been derived from, and is this a copy? There's not usually chatter about that. When a brand is solid, there are no issues with trademarking or with business licensing or anything like that. When a brand is solid, it usually just launches with products available, and if it's quality that the person has put together, that the brand is offering, then the public will love it and the rest will happen on its own. I'm not seeing any of those hallmarks in any of this branding, this rebranding that Meghan has now done. It again just seems like hype. It just seems like, let's grab some headlines, let's make some buzz in the easiest, cheapest way possible, because once again, I reiterate, we still don't have any products available. And at this point, it sounds like the As Ever brand is centered on the same things that American Riviera Orchard would have been, just without the local focus on Santa Barbara. So shouldn't there already be something available and ready to fly off of shelves? Like, what? I need feedback on this already. So all in all, that's what our Duchess has been up to. I was actually trying to put together a completely different video updating us on the happenings of Harry and Meghan, as I normally do. They just appeared at the Invictus Games together, and I have another video dedicated just to Invictus on this channel that you can check out. Every time I would put a script together or think that I was getting a script together, something new would happen. And so I'd have to shift focus and add and pivot a little bit, and it just became too much. And so I figured, well, let me go ahead and separate the salt from the pepper, or the pepper from the salt. She's the pepper, huh? Is she the pepper? Oh my God, she's gonna accuse me of being racist now. Yikes. But I had to separate the two of them because this one is just causing so much commotion on her own that she just earned her own video. And yeah, who knows what'll happen from here, but I'm not very convinced or moved that she's working on anything that is going to bring value to my life or people like me. I don't know of anybody who looks out for Meghan Markle products or even looks up to Meghan Markle as a mother, as a wife, as, a public figure who traipses around in expensive outfits. If you liked this video and you want to keep up with my commentary on Meghan and Harry, please hit the subscribe button so that you can be notified when my new videos get uploaded. Also, if you liked this video, please make sure to hit the thumbs up and give it a like. You can leave me a comment down there too. That helps me in the algorithm. If you can't think of anything to comment, you can put a nice flower emoji, because I am ready for spring. Anybody else? If you'd like to keep up with me on Instagram, my Instagram handle is on screen here. Thank you so much for being here, my friends. I'll be talking to you again soon. Take care.